Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with Alliance War Season 54, number 7, and AOH has matched up against NATH. And today we finally have the return of Ultron to Alliance War, and he has a pretty decent 3 fights in this war, actually. And then we have 4 fights with Stealthy, as we always have. But this is a pretty easy war compared to other wars I've had. There's one fight I don't play super well and I take a few hits in, but most of them are really good. There's actually one fight I was very worried about that actually ended up going very, very well, so I'm very happy about that. But one thing that was really odd is that I think the debuff immunity node on Path 5 is broken, because there I clearly threw my L1 and it clearly knocked down because it removed the protection, but the defender just didn't go debuff immune. I mean, I've taken this node so many times that I know how to fight tactic champions. I just wait for the debuff immunity to go away and then I apply my my slow, which kind of works out for Darkhawk because you have to wait out his armor up after you knock him down anyways. So not really sure what happened there, but I noticed it in the fight and I'm like, what just happened? Because I genuinely just no clue what happened there. This fight here, Emma with Ultron, it's going to be a bit of a longer fight because you're not going to have that much damage. Also, there's going to be one really annoying time in this fight where I parry. Okay. She was in telepath form because we were at even bars of power, right? And then I got to my bar of power, and that made it so that she went into diamond form, but the parry is actually what got me there. So that was really annoying because I was getting ready to parry heavy because I'm like, oh, she's in telepath, right? Yeah, that was a little bit annoying. But here we get some pretty good degen damage here. As you can see, it's ticking for like 10,000 plus a second. And yeah, this fight isn't too hard. I understand the logic behind the placement because of her diamond form, but with the ability to ricochet intercept her, which I did double check that I could do it with Ultron before entering war, it's just a very, very straightforward matchup. Here we L1. In hindsight there, I probably had time to walk in and throw a heavy. I just didn't realize that I did. But we are just going to kill her right here with a combo. So completely fine, completely easy fight, never in any risk or anything. We'll go on to Section 2. We have a bit of a more interesting Section 2. We are fighting this Mysterio on Path 7, which has the knockdown protection. That basically just means this fight is going to take a little bit longer than it usually does with Stealthy, as I'm very used to fighting Mysterio in this meta, usually on node 49, but we have seen him on node 41, 30, 40. We've seen him on node 40 once, and then I've also fought him somewhere else, but I don't remember exactly where it is. Oh, it was Hazard Shift. It was node 45, right? That was against 4 Loki when Karate Mike placed him on that node, which I said at the time, that placement makes absolutely no sense to me, and I think it was a horrible placement. But, I mean, I'm not in their chat. I don't understand the logic of why they make certain placements, so I'm not going to speculate on that. But yeah, the protection basically just means that once in a while you're going to throw a heavy attack or something. Here we throw our striker so that we can land our heavy right after. Gonna bait out specials. Now that we've baited an L2 out of Mysterio for the rest of the fight, his AI is going to want to throw some heavy attacks. So we're basically just going to prevent that. Normally when we're fighting Mysterio with this tactic, it's on node 49 where you can't parry. So you need to bait out heavy attacks for your openings or bait specials and stuff. So there I do prefer to let him throw heavy attacks, but on a node like this, it just kind of slows the fight down when I have the option to parry. Here, Adam Warlock, basically just a diversity placement. I don't know why this is here, but they probably just wanted to throw an Adam Warlock on defense, and he wasn't duped, so they didn't put him on any super important nodes. I believe what the dupe does is it makes it so that when you hit into his pod, you get stunned, and I'm pretty sure that's not in his kit if he's not duped. But I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I could have that wrong. But yeah, we're going to use Stealthy. Very, very fast, very easy fight, as you are going to see. I'm throwing on a regen boost here. Okay, that makes sense. Because, of course, if he does enter his mode and he doesn't have a special, I will need to block bait heavies. Now I'm only going to block like one hit, and then I'll dash back, but, you know. Getting up, we land a clean intercept right there. Going to throw our L1. I'm very consistent at dexing his L1 and countering, so we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to keep baiting L1s. The power gain in this fight is actually really helping me because it means that I basically just don't have to parry at all this entire fight other than the first 2 times I did. Here we land a nice intercept. We get a good amount of damage. Watching the pod timer to make sure that we don't hit him. And then here, going to dex the L1. And this dude is going to go down really fast. Really safe fight, especially considering that was a rank 3 7-star. And I just absolutely nuked it with Stealthy. So now on the next node, we have a Shocker. This is going to be node 39, which is, what's it called? Power something. It's not Spite. Power Snack. That's what it's called. Power Snack, and then also Power Sting. Oh my god, I couldn't think of the node. And I'm actually going to find something out in this war, and that is actually the fact that they nerfed this war tactic. Because I have taken this node. I used to take this node quite a bit when Decay was coming around the first time, and back then, Decay did shut down Power Snack. No, not Power Snack. Power Sting. It did shut down Power Sting, as I have done that matchup before. I know for a fact it used to shut down Power Sting. So when I threw my L1 there, I was anticipating the attacker tactic, dealing with it, and it not being a problem. But it turns out we did take a little bit of damage. Now, luckily, with Stealthy's normal damage cycle, you only throw one special in the entire fight. So it wasn't really a problem, and the willpower actually got us healing back up to almost 100%. But here, our last 2 fights of the war are both going to be with our boy Ultron. So we are swapping on the Ouchies masteries, the Bleed and the Suicide masteries. And we have a node 43 Domino. This is a node and a defender that I'm very used to fighting with Ultron, especially in the last war tactic when Ultron was one of the best attackers. And anytime I saw a tactic champ on any of the 3 hazard shift minis, I was basically assigned it every single time. But yeah, Ultron counters Domino, and Ultron counters the node. So we did actually have a guy with an open slot on his team. We didn't need any Wags. We didn't need any Mr. Fantastic pre-fights. So the officer sent an Odin here. Just to be clear, my Ultron is Sig 200, so he would get rid of the DOT very fast. Like, he shortens the duration of the shocks and of the incinerates. But it is also nice to just have the resistance to the damage either way. So you'll notice that when I have shocks in this fight, I'm essentially taking no damage. It's like 40 per tick as opposed to, what, 200 per tick or whatever it would be. Whatever node it is, it's an insignificant number. But yeah, Domino was scaring me for a second here. Now, obviously, I do have an invuln boost on, so if I have to push to SP3, it's not the worst thing in the world. But it would be nice. And then here we get a full crit L2, which is just absolutely beautiful. Here we want to get our heavy attack off to get the big degens, and we are actually able to get it off. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, I think that's in the next fight where we get our degens off while we have the passive, and it does a ton of damage. Like here, even without the attack increase, it's ticking for 7,450 per second, which is really good. But in the next fight, it's going to tick for a lot more than that, and you'll see that. But yeah, very easy fight. We did lose a little bit of health to block damage and to crit fail. I forgot the name for a second. But yeah, very, very safe fight. I had an invuln just in case something went wrong, but it didn't. And then here we have Weapon X. We do have a Wags here just so that I can parry whenever I want. I know I'm not going to be able to parry heavy to put degens on, but we'll just use our striker to apply degens when appropriate. And basically here we just have to bait as many specials as possible. He's going to be regenning obviously quite a bit, but whenever we whatever degen damage we apply is obviously not going to be able to be healed back. So here we are block baiting heavy attack. Also on this node is the damage shrug off. What's it called? Not shrug off. The power gain node. Why am I forgetting the name of every single node in the game right now? I don't know. But yeah, we also have the power gain that is giving the defender power, which is actually really helping us here because we have more openings after getting to bait specials. And yes, sure, technically it would be faster to do this fight if I were to just let his stuff fall off, but I don't really feel the need. As you can very clearly see, I am very comfortably out damaging the regen here. And here we're going to go for a striker into a heavy attack, apply some really nice degens. And here, unfortunately, right there I probably should have thrown my L2, but here's when I'm going to let the charges fall off. And then there we trigger unfazed, of course. But yeah, we're chilling here. Going to throw another L2. Got to bait specials. Unfortunately, his AI is not super aggressive when his mode is on cooldown, but he did still throw the special, and here we just need to bait out one more special. He goes down. Minute and a half. You know, for a rank 3 7-star Wolverine Weapon X, that's a pretty clean, pretty nice fight, so I will absolutely take that. And that was all for my war. We did end up winning this war, I think it's right here, with a score of 3-7, so GG's to NATH. They did pretty well, and they were very close to us in deaths until the end. I believe at the time that we cleared, the score was 5-3 when we cleared our last fight, and then they just died 2 more times after that. But yeah, as I kind of spoiled it, we did get another Deathless clear in BG1, which is our 3rd of the season, which is really nice. So far through 7 wars, my BG has died 7 times. So we've died once per war on average, and we have a goal for RBG to have an average under 1 for the entire season, which means we can die a maximum of 1 time in the last 2 wars. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, GG's to NATH. They put up a decent fight. We, for the 2nd war in a row, died 3 times. That is actually the 3rd time this season that we've died 3 times exactly. So I don't know what's with us in not being able to get that number down to 2. But to be fair, in War 6, had I not died, we would have been at 2. But yeah, hopefully we can have some really good wars to end off the season. And this one was a really fun war. So yeah. We are now 4-3 on the season, which actually has us still in Platinum 1. We are currently Platinum 1 rank 2. So I'm sure there's some alliances above us that are also 4-3 in Tier 1 with just slightly better attack bonus. But as long as we win the last 2 wars, we do guarantee Masters. So that would be really, really cool. We have still just the 1 death on the season from last war. And my PSR this season is at 46 out of 47, or 98%. And that is going to be... Oh, that's not going to be all. And also, I have a deathless streak of 9 fights now. So 2 from last war after I died, plus 7 fights from this war. So yeah, that's going to be all for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.